What is going on, everyone? Little Chichi here, and welcome back to what is episode freaking 20 of the Runescape Pure series. 20 episodes in. I never thought I'd make it at least this far doing all these videos in progress for you guys, but 20 episodes in, coming to you guys from the new content of the Ferox Enclaved area. It's actually looking pretty cool. I was looking around, looking to see what the new content is, but I thought it was only appropriate as the content I'm going to be bringing to you guys is wilderness related. While it is not PKing related, I'm actually doing some wilderness bossing, doing Vedion on my one defense pure. So it is actually possible. There's actually a few different options, and I decided to make a full-fledged guide for you guys to kind of showcase that, you know, the different methods, what to wear, and how to actually safe spot Vedion without actually moving. I know there's a few different guides out there where you have to pretty much move in 3 different spots and running back and forth, and listen, ain't nobody got time for that. There is a method where you can actually just safe spot him where he doesn't move, and that's the method I'm going to show you guys today. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and let's get into it. So really quick, I just wanted to break down Vedion for some of you guys who've never killed the boss before. But Vedion is a level 454 wilderness boss that can be found between 30 to 36 wild, and the way that you kill it is very unique compared to how you kill other wilderness bosses right now in the game. Right now, if you want to kill Vedion, you pretty much go into the wild, you start attacking it, and once you bring him down to about half of its HP, he's basically going to summon 2 wilderness dogs. The wilderness dogs are 2 skeletal hellhounds at level 214, and you have to kill them before you can do any more damage to Vedion. He basically will take 0 damage until you kill both of the skeletal hellhounds. Once you kill the hellhounds, you can then continue the boss, kill like normal, and kill him. Once you've killed Vedion, he basically will not die. He will go into his second form, which is called Vedion Reborn. Vedion Reborn, there's no stat difference between the first and second form. He basically regenerates his HP from 0 all the way back up to 255. You pretty much have to repeat the kill all over again. Bring him down to about half of his HP, and then he's going to summon 2 more dogs. Now these next 2 dogs he summons are going to be level 281 greater skeletal hellhounds, so these ones will be a little bit stronger than the first form, and you have to kill them before you can continue on to the kill. Once you kill Vedion in its second form and bring him down to 0 HP, you can then collect your loot. Going to the loot table, here are kind of the notable items you can receive while killing this boss. You can receive anywhere between Sandfuse serums, which can be about 330k right now at current prices. You can receive dragon bones, oak planks, grimy raynar weeds. So these are actually a lot of profit that you can receive that are pretty much uncommon drops. Some are on the rare drop table, but for the most part you can profit just about 150k, if not like about 120k per kill if you do the average out. So it's actually pretty profitable to kill this boss. It is a little bit time consuming with the different forms, but trust me, it is worth killing this boss. And going to the main notable items, you can actually receive a dragon pickaxe drop at a 1 out of 170 drop rate, which is substantially lower compared to the other wilderness bosses. This is almost half the drop rate compared to the other bosses. And then the big ticket item, the Ring of the Gods, totaling 20.8 mil in current GE prices. So if you guys haven't already, make sure to try killing this boss for profit. It's going to be huge payout if you can get that drop. Highly recommend. And then of course, for me personally, you know, your boy's got to go for those pets. I am going for Vedion Jr., which is a 1 out of 2k drop rate. I think it'd be really great. The fact that you don't really see too many pures out here. You really see a lot of main accounts, level 110s and above, trying to kill this boss, and a lot of PKers who are pretty much max mains try killing the PVMers who are trying to kill Vedion. So the fact that I'm a pure out here trying to kill the boss, I feel like the likelihood of me dying is going to be very low. And then finally, going into the gear setup, if you look at Vedion's overall defense, look at here, his overall defense is at 395, which is pretty high. And then if you look at his actual breakdown of the other defensive stats, he has a +200 to stab, slash, magic and range, so that's kind of not useful to use. But the one he's actually weak to is crush. So if you guys want to, you can use a Vigorous Chain Mace, Dragon Warhammer, Abyssal Bludgeon, Elder Maul. There's quite a number of items you can use depending on how much you're willing to kind of fork out. But those are pretty much the only weapons that are going to be useful against Vedion. And then finally, the last item I really want to go into detail. Please, 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 everybody needs to be using a Salve Amulet. I know for a lot of you guys who don't like the quest, I know it's not recommended but it's highly recommended to kill this boss. So Salve Amulet, if you guys aren't aware, will deal 15% damage to all undead monsters. Once you complete the Haunted Mine quest, all you need is a chisel. You can mine as many gems as you want and turn them into necklaces with a ball of wool. So there's really no cost there to be able to use these Salve Amulets, so it's highly recommended. And if you guys want to take that one step further, you guys can enchant the Salve Amulet by doing Tarn's Lair mini quest, and that's a really quick quest. I think it's like 5-10 minutes long, and once you complete the quest, you can actually charge all of your Salve Amulets into Salve Amulets E, which is the enchanted version, which deals 20% more damage to undead monsters. So what we're actually going to do is go through a full kill on where to stand and how to lure Vedion in the safe spot, as you've seen me in the background kind of doing. It's pretty simple. I do this method opposed to the running around method, just because it's a little bit easier for me. I know it's a little bit deeper in the wild, being at 36 wild, but to me, I feel that this spot's a little bit easier to do and I don't really have to do that much work. So let's do a full kill of Vedion and show you guys what you need to do to lure him in the safe spot. For the overall inventory setup, all you pretty much need to do is rock Monk's Robe with a band, any type of miter cloak. I'm opting in for the Vigorous Chain Mace with the Dragon Warhammer switch. Unholy Book for that +5 prayer bonus and a +8 on attack bonuses throughout. Combat Bracelet, Climbing Boots, and a Ring of Wealth. Ring of Wealth is primarily just for the teleport. And if you look at the inventory setup, it's pretty simple. I'm opting in for the Divine Super Strength and Super Attack Potion with 4 restores, the ones that you can get from the Wilderness, and some Sharks, some Teleports, and that's pretty much it. You pretty much don't need anything else aside from that for this trip. Once your gear and inventory look good, you can head over to the Corporal Beast Lair by teleporting using a Games Necklace and just running north. Running north, you'll just pass by a few things, some skeletons, some bones, nothing crazy. And in about 30 to 32 wilds, you should see Vedion. That's a big purple monster right there. So you're going to want to grab his attention and then make your way over to these 2 everlasting fires right there on screen. Make sure that you're walking for this method. If you do run, it's going to throw off the entire method and is actually going to not bring him in the safe spot. So for this method, you're pretty much going to walk exactly north from the fire. You're not going to go left or right, and you're going to stand on this tile here. It's very important that you're walking the entire way through and making sure that you're not going anywhere aside from the lane that you're in, and again, standing on that specific tile near the tree. After that, put your run on and then run directly underneath Vedion's foot right there on the screen. Run there, and that should force him in the eastern direction. He's pretty much going to, because he's such a big NPC, it's going to force him in a few different directions, either north, south, east, or west, and you're going to want to make sure that he's forced east, and that'll actually lure him exactly in that safe spot. After that, you pretty much have him safe spotted. He's not going to be able to attack you, and the only things that will attack you is just a skeleton and the nearby dwarves nearby, but that's pretty much it. Continue the kill as normal. And the only thing you want to do is avoid going in front of him. If you decide to stand in front of him, he's actually going to get out of his safe spot, and you're going to have to re-lure him. So it's very important that you're just staying behind him for the duration of the entire kill. But aside from that, I think I'm just going to showcase an example of what a kill can look like if you decide to do it wrong or incorrectly, to show you guys how to fix that if you ever need to. So your trips can actually go one of a few ways. This is an example of a kill that actually went really bad for me for multiple different reasons. But as you can see here, I pretty much started luring him a little bit too early, and as you can see, he's actually stuck behind this rock, and since he's such a big NPC, he's not able to go through it, so I had to go west and then lure him out of the spot. Second mistake I did is I actually went a far bit too east, and actually when I'm here, you don't want to go anything further than the left everlasting fire, because you'll actually lose aggression. So I had to go re-aggro him, and again, in the midst of doing this, my run energy was on, and as you can see, he's now not in the safe spot. He's actually standing here when he should be standing there. So I had to do this kill all over again. So frustrating, but I think the only thing I can say is patience is key. Don't get overwhelmed, don't get impatient. Just make sure that you're doing the exact same safe spot, walking when you need to, run exactly when you have to, and pretty much go back to that safe spot, because again, if you're impatient, it won't work. That should just about do it. I pretty much went in pretty good detail about the boss, different mechanics, and how to safe spot him correctly without moving or having to take any damage. So I'll pretty much just go through some highlight clips of my 50 KC, what I encountered, any PKers, and then maybe hopefully hitting one of the big rare drop tables. So hopefully we can land those. We'll see. But yeah. So recapping on my 50 KC, I didn't get too much crazy drop, but as you can see on my 7th KC, I got Sanfuse Serums, an easy 300k profit right there. Easy, just bank that, sold in the GE. For this kill, oh my gosh, I literally had just lured Vedion. This guy, if I had gone down just 2 more wilderness level, he would have not been able to attack me because of the combat difference. He literally catches the freeze at the perfect timing and kills me. I'm so upset at this. Just like a few more seconds, I would have got away. But yeah, like even here, I brought the main account with me. I was like, you know what? Let me just test out a few kills. What do I get? Freaking Dragon 2H. Like, what are the odds? What are the odds of getting that? So I was upset it wasn't a D pick, but I mean, hey, it's something. It's something for the collection log, you know? And this clip, I was not even expecting. Before I knew it, Vedion starts attacking somebody far west. I'm like, oh no, they're gonna kill my main account. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just kill the dog so they're not on the main account. It's just one guy. All of a sudden, a whole squad just pulls up, and I'm like, you know what? They're not gonna be able to attack me. No, there's 2 guys stacked me out. Like, oh my gosh. And then this guy, he attacked me twice. And of course, the one time he gets on me is a time that I literally do not have any food at all. I'm just trying to finish off the Vedion kill. Freaking does nothing but blitz me. And I didn't even have like a teleport away. And oh, so stupid the way I died, but it is what it is. But for a lot of you guys wondering, I only got PK'd 4 times in the whole 50 KC, so I say that's a pretty good amount. And you know, there's a lot of times I could have avoided the death. So I think in the future, if you guys are planning on doing this, just make sure you're paying attention. If you ever need to just, you know, teleport away when you have to, and that's pretty much it. I thoroughly enjoyed this, and I'm definitely gonna hunt for that pet. That will conclude 50 KC on Vedion on a 1 defense pure. So these are the notable items that I received on my journey for 50 KC. I actually hit quite the unique with the Dragon 2H, and then a couple being that uncut Dragonstone. I don't know if these Rune 2Hs are super rare, but I think they're pretty up there on the rarity. But let's take a total price check from everything I received. Dang, 2.464 mil. That's actually pretty good on a 60 attack, 1 defense pure. The Vigor's Chain Mace technically is best in slot for crush bonus, and even uncharged, it's still pretty damn good. I'm still getting a good amount of plus 81. I am getting double that, a 50% increase in an attack and accuracy if it's charged, but using it uncharged with the Dragon Warhammer, it's still pretty viable. So highly recommend going forward. If you guys want to use the uncharged or charged chain mace, please feel free to do so. It's a pretty good alternative. And if you have 65 attack, you can use the Seracnus Crujal. I think that's what it's pronounced. I was using that on the main as I did the kills, but overall, highly recommend to kill this boss. It's pretty profitable, and if you decide to do the cheaper method by just doing it uncharged, which I should be doing in the future, it's going to be a lot better for my KC. But overall, this is a highly recommended weapon to use for Vedion. So thanks so much again for tuning in on today's episode. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Make sure you're keeping up to date on my latest progress on the account. If you're not following me on Instagram, please feel free to do so. It is OSRS_little.chichi. And thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.